out with her. And something that is incredibly chilling as well is, you know, the missing flyer stated that Celeste was wearing these Hello Kitty pants.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. We're here to talk about the D4VD case. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it.
The last time she was seen, well, there's a resurfaced photo of David also wearing Hello Kitty pants, looking visibly distressed in the shower. Now, I have seen just so many red flags. As you said, police have not named a suspect, but at this point, it's not looking great for David. He's canceled, a big leg of his tour. I would imagine that LAPD has said, you know what, we kind of want you to stay put right now. And I mean, if you look into his songs, right, Romantic Homicide, I mean, some of these lyrics are very disturbing. Just pulling up some lyrics to that song, he said, quote, "In the back of my mind, I killed you, and I didn't even regret it." He has music videos that seem to glorify romance and death, and it gives me chills. It really gives me chills.
I'm glad you mentioned the song, because that's one of his top songs, this Romantic Homicide. She's not named at all in that song, but Lauren, we understand there was a song that had a name that matched our victim here.
Chevy Silverado, America's most dependable full-size pickup, and the strength to always show up. And Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Yes, and this is also interesting because the song is not super easy to find. Internet sleuths kind of dug this up. In 2023, he did reportedly write a song, record a song, which was called Celeste, and he kind of talks about, you know, this girl that he's in love with, and I think he mentioned something about a tattoo on her chest. So that right there, you know, that says a lot, as well as some of these streams that are coming out with the two of them again on Discord, and they're talking about really just inappropriate things here. I think that something that was brought up on one of the streams, they were referring to Epstein and just, you know, the assaulting of children, and then they quickly say, oh, delete this. And, you know, a lot of these videos, not all of them, but when you see Celeste, you know, she's got a hood on a lot of the time, or these big glasses, and I just have to think that, you know, she didn't want to get caught. She knew that maybe her parents wouldn't approve, you know, someone in her life wouldn't approve, so she seems to be, you know, hiding her face just a bit.
Yeah, you mentioned that you've had to dig up some things when it comes to this case and understanding more about the people involved. We were able to obtain an interview that David did. It's undated, it's from the past, but we want to just take a look at that because that's going to help people understand who maybe don't or haven't ever seen him before or followed him on TikTok or heard his music. Here's a listen.
I rock with New York heavy. I love that place so much. And I was in New York 7 years of my life. I moved to Texas when I was like 8 years old. And then after that, I was homeschooled. So I wasn't shaped by my environment whatsoever. It was mostly just, I was such an internet kid. The internet is really what I claim as my home. Like, if you ask me where I'm from, I say the internet. Because I was just online every day, doing my schoolwork, making songs, making a video, being a YouTuber, content creator, posting TikToks, posting on Instagram. Like, that's really my neighborhood was Instagram, and the society was the internet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very appreciative and grateful for the art that comes out of Houston and the art that comes out of New York, but it hasn't shaped my artistry at all.
Lauren Conlon, thank you so much for all of your insight on this. I know we'll be checking in with you as this case develops. We want to bring in our think tank now, who we have standing by to talk about all these details.
Okay, and that's it on that. That was just a little introduction to the D4VD case. Tap screen, tap screen, tap screen. Shout out to Lovely T for this. Let's go. Tap screen, tap screen, tap screen, please. Tap screen, tap screen, tap screen.
Hey T-Supers, I hope you guys are doing good today. So I'm back with another story. I want to talk about the David situation. A lot of you guys have been requesting that I talk about this. So let me keep it real first and foremost. I have never heard of David before this. I didn't know who he was. I wasn't familiar with his music. But I remember about a week and a half ago, my mom had called me and was like, do you know this singer David? He was in Minneapolis and they're saying that they found a body in his car. And I'm like, damn, Mom, you spilling the tea now? Like, because I had no idea. Because y'all know I've been sick and stuff. So, you know, so we're just catching up. And I'm like, David, I'm like, I've never heard of that person. She's like, he spells his name with a 4. And I'm like, a 4? So, you know, she was like, yeah, he was in Minneapolis performing, but they found a body in his car in LA. You know, have you heard about this? And I'm like, no. So then I went to go look on it further, and he was in Minneapolis playing that same day. And what was so crazy is that at his concert in Minneapolis, he was throwing out Labubu dolls. So check this out. So as you guys see here, it says singer David gave away Labubus from the stage in Minneapolis. The same day, a body was found inside a car registered to him. Now, if you guys have not watched my Labubu dolls video, please do. I think they're demonic, and I bought a lot of receipts as to why. So it's very interesting that he was throwing out Labubus the same day this body was found in his car. And let me go ahead and show you guys the video because it's all over Twitter. Twitter. So you guys just saw this. I find that very interesting that he was throwing out those demonic Labubu dolls the same day a body was found in his car. So anyways, the news also talks about it. And so it's been so many connections that have come out in the past 9 days, okay? And I went down a rabbit hole of this David, and he's a really, he's like a conflicted Christian / very, very dark individual, okay? So David rose to fame by basically, he's a streamer, and he would be like, you know, doing streams to like up and coming songs and remixing them and stuff like that. Like I said, I've never heard this young man's music until now, but there's a lot of really dark connections because initially they did not know whose body was in the car. They didn't know if it was a man or a woman. But then come to find out, as of 2 days ago, the body in the car is that of a 14-year-old girl named Celeste Rivas. She has been missing since she was 13 years old. She lives in Lake Illinois, California, which is in the Inland Empire, if you know about Cali and LA and all that stuff. So she's from the Inland Empire, and so she was 13 years old, and her family has not seen her in a year, okay? So when she left her home, she was 13. She would have turned 14 within that year. Now that
Tap screen, please.
She'd be going on to her 15th birthday. So a lot of people were shook that somebody that young was found in his car. And the way that it was found is that the car had been on the street for a while, and people, you know, have been seeing this Tesla just parked out there day in, day out. And so they asked that it be towed. And they towed it to the tow yard, and when they towed it, they could just smell something very awful. So who knows how long this body had been in the car, but they smelled something, they called the police, and that's when they found the dismembered body of Celeste. So we're going to go ahead and watch the news clip right now.
New details are coming into our newsroom about the missing girl found dead in singer David's Tesla. We now know police have searched a home in the Hollywood Hills where David had been living.
Eyewitness News reporter Monica Deanda joins us live from Hollywood with the very latest. Monica.
Colleen, fill
Good morning. Take a look here behind me. This home is where David was living, although he does not own the home. LAPD investigators served a search warrant here last night, collecting evidence. Right now, however, this is only being called a death investigation and not a homicide, and we're told that is because the LA County Medical Examiner's Office is still working to determine how exactly this teen girl died. We now know the body found inside the front trunk of a Tesla at a Hollywood tow yard belonged to 15-year-old Celeste Rivas. The car where she was found registered to David Anthony Burke, a 20-year-old singer who goes by David. Take a look. This video shows crime scene investigators carrying out a laptop and other items from this home on Doheny Place. It's possible evidence connected to the missing teen's disappearance and death. Police remaining very tight-lipped about the investigation, but we now know this home is where the singer was staying.
This whole story is just dark as hell.
Seeing that distinct Tesla for a while. First, parked in front of the house police searched, and then at two different spots along the street.
It's a little weird to see a car that I haven't seen here for a long time. Had a big dent on it, had a Texas plate on it. So all a little odd, but at the same time, people could be hanging out with friends for a long time.
The victim, 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, was first reported missing from Lake Elsinore in early 2024. Eyewitness News learned she ran away a few times and returned.
Hello. Tap the screen, please. Tap the screen, please.
The teen had not been heard from since.
Please tap the
until September
screen.
8th, when authorities discovered her body inside of that Tesla.
She just seemed very lively and friendly. I just hope that the truth comes out and she gets justice for what happened to her.
And lots of questions still remain, including how the victim and David knew each other. Now, investigators are still working to piece together exactly what happened, but we are also learning that a new song was leaked online that's by the artist titled Celeste, and that is now circulating online. So that's going on, as well as detectives continuing to figure out how exactly this girl died and what happened. But in terms of the artist, he is in the middle of a tour. We know he was continuing his performances up until yesterday when he canceled his show in Seattle. He does have another one scheduled here in Los Angeles at the Greek Theater for Saturday. No word yet on whether or not that show will be canceled. Live in Hollywood, Monica de Anda, ABC 7. Charles, it's good to have you. Do we know how long Celeste's body was in that Tesla?
That is a big question at this point, Ashley. What we do know is that the car was impounded on the 5th of September. The police discovered the body in the Tesla on the 8th of September. Now, we also know that the car had been abandoned on that street in the Hollywood Hills for at least 3 days before it was impounded. We've also spoken to neighbors in that area who said that there were people who had walked by the car and had noticed a bad odor, and that they kind of thought it was either a dead animal somewhere, either under the car or near the car. But when they called the police to report this car abandoned, they didn't mention the odor. They just thought it was a dead animal somewhere in the area. And then, of course, the police had the car in the impound yard for a couple of days before suddenly someone there was like, yeah, there's something off here. And that's when they opened that front hatch on the Tesla and found the bag with the body parts.
And they call that the frunk, if I'm not mistaken, and in the front of the Tesla. It's like the trunk in the front, so to speak. But that's a really...
Come on.
Good point of forensic interest that there was someone who noticed something that didn't smell right when the car was abandoned on that California street. So that would indicate that the body was in there probably prior to the impound lot. Are they able to determine how Celeste died at this point?
The medical examiner has said that the cause of death is deferred. They have not been able to figure it out at this point, and there's going to be further toxicology testing. It may just be that, remember, what was put in that bag, the body had been dismembered.
I'll be back in a second. Tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen, please.
At this point to,
tap that
to
screen.
positively say this was the cause of death. It sounds weird to say they don't have a cause of death because, look, it's LAPD robbery homicide that is investigating. The body being dismembered would lead one to believe that this is a homicide, but they just don't have that forensically yet. They can't say for sure what the cause of death is.
And not to be too graphic, but it's important for the investigation and obviously for the autopsy as well. She was not found in her complete, her complete body wasn't found. These were parts. And if I'm not mistaken, was it a head and a torso and that's it?
Yeah, there was also, I don't want this, you're right, this is just very grisly to say, but I don't know if they had all the limbs. They certainly had some of them because the police did say that she had this tattoo, which is very interesting. It's something we found out, but she had a tattoo on her right index finger that said the letters SHHH ... And that was on her right index finger. We had actually spoken to Celeste's mother last week, and at that point the police had said that the tattoo was there, but the mom told us more information which the police had not released, which was that the tattoo was in red ink.
All right, so you guys just heard what TMZ had to say. So not only was the tattoo in red ink, the tattoo is very similar to the one that Rihanna had on her finger, a few years ago when all the celebrities were going around with on their finger. And the mother also said that this 13-year-old girl with a tattoo had a matching tattoo like her boyfriend, David. She said she knew that her daughter had a boyfriend named David. A lot of things bother me with that.
Yeah.
First of all, why does your 13-year-old have a tattaoo?
Yeah.
I don't care if it's something as simple as the word shh or a full arm.
Secondly, why your 13-year-old child got a boyfriend?
For 13-year-olds to have tattoos, unless somebody did that to them. They legally can't walk into a tattoo shop, especially without parents' permission, and get a tattoo. So my thing is, who was tattooing this little girl? And it seemed like there was a lot of freedom. This, young child was able to just kind of come and go. I don't know if the mom just was not, was on drugs or just not taking care of her. But it seemed like this young girl had known David from the rabbit hole I gone down. She had known David since she was about 11. And she was able to kind of just come and go as she wanted. She's getting tattoos. She's hanging out with a boy. Like, she shouldn't even have a boyfriend at 13.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I'm sure that if the mom knew that she had a boyfriend, I'm sure she knew the boyfriend was older, that this was not another 13-year-old. So the whole thing is just really, really disturbing.
Yeah, this whole thing bothers me.
Now, what's also interesting is a lot of people on Reddit have been talking about this. So I found this Reddit thread.
On Reddit and Discord.
Anything ever came out of Celeste, he was saying that David was a well-known pedo around that area. People knew that he liked young girls, and he was paying kids off not to say anything that him and Celeste were dating. So I'm
tap screen, please.
This was before any of this came out. So the man who's talking, or the young person who's talking, is calling the girl C, because at that point they weren't sure if this missing girl was Celeste. So let me go ahead and pull this up. All right, so you guys see the Reddit thread here. So let me read this to you. And this was 9 days ago, so before anybody knew the body in the trunk. So the person says, this guy is a pedophile from what I've heard. My sister, who is now in 9th grade, told me that he was dating an 8th grader. Let's call her C. And she would go on trips with him to LA. They're all in 9th grade now, and it turns out C's friends knew, and he would pay them to keep their mouth shut. C had been missing for over a month now. No one knows her whereabouts.
Thank you.
Something strange going on.
Tap screen,
so let me show you this picture.
For my taste, this is a perfect pizza.
Any pizza, any toppings, just $9.99 online at Domino's.
Now this picture. Do y'all see this picture? That is David. Remember this hat? This hat is very important. I'm zooming in.
I'm still here, y'all. I'm just eating.
Pink hat. He has money in his hands, and he's paying some kids off. Okay? And it says, this is the pic bro showed me. I'm not capping. So now, let's move on to once they find out that Celeste is the body in the car. This was 2 days ago. They said, sorry for the late reply. I'm sure the police have been involved. I don't know the full details of C's life. It seemed to me that she had a broken home, life/family, because the way my sister put it, she never wanted to be home and was always out. Seems like the parent relationship wasn't there. I'm not sure if he's still paying or not. I can ask my sister.
Number one, where was the mama? And number two, where the hell was the daddy?
Get back to you. Editor asked my sister. She said she isn't sure, but I saw news articles of the picture of the girl, and my sister confirmed that it is indeed C. Second edit. This is a news article. Her name was Celeste, but I used C just in case it wasn't her, but this confirms it. So he comes back and he says, I'm not sure if this poster is real, but this is also a real photo of the missing poster from a year ago. My friend posted it in her stories in June. Now you can tell this poster had been kind of out there. The date says June 14, 2024, missing, and that is Celeste's picture. Age 13, height 5'3", Celeste Rivas. Weight 120 pounds. Lake Elsinore, California. Okay? So then he goes on to say, yes, she was missing for that long officially, but she still had friends who were in contact with her. So what they're saying is she ran away from her mother's home over a year ago, but she was still alive and, you know, keeping in contact with her friends. Again, I'm not sure what her family life is like. It seemed very broken to me, which makes me believe she didn't want to go back home. What I meant was my sister and her friends lost contact with her for over a month, since early or mid-August. I'm not too sure. Then they say my sister was talking to one of the people who was paid off. That person said they can't talk about it anymore. I'm assuming they are now talking to the police and helping with the investigation. Then they say I haven't because somebody had asked them a question. They say I haven't because I'm just the person receiving this information from my sister, who goes to the same high school that Celeste should have went to with her friends go to. My sister knows the name of the girls who were paid. I can ask them, but I'm not sure if I should share that information on here. So as you see, that was written, the initial post was 9 days ago. Once they confirmed it was her, that person came back and did a follow-up. So now pictures of David and Celeste have been popping up on the internet. People are talking about this on TikTok. So let me show you a few pictures of David and Celeste.
Tap screen, tap screen, tap screen,
Remember
tap
I told you to
screen.
pay attention to that hat? The hat where he was paying them kids. Remember this hat right here? So now let's go back to Twitter. Look at the hat that she's wearing. This is at 3:51 in the morning. What is a 13-year-old doing out at 3:51 in the morning? Okay? She's wearing this hat. They're wearing matching glasses, hoodies, looking like boyfriend and girlfriend. Somebody had sent this to David. And it says here, Celeste and David won't let me sleep. We're going to look at some more pictures. Here goes another picture, and this was on his Discord. And somebody asks him, they're like, this is from 2023. So in 2023, this girl would have been 12 years old because she was 13 when she went missing in 2024. So she'd have been 12 years old. So somebody says, hey, who's the girl? His response is, you are a Fed. Why is that your first response if you've done nothing wrong? Why would you assume that your Discord audience is thinking, why would you think that they're the Feds? Unless you have a girl who you know shouldn't be there. Because at this point, you're over age. You're over the age 18. She's 12. And mind you, people were saying that he met her when she was 11 years old. So in this caption, you can see it. This is from July 4th, so the 4th of July of 2024. And he says, I miss her. This is insane. And he has a Hello Kitty phone case. What grown man is walking around with Hello Kitty? Here he says, me if I see her talk to other dudes. And he's chopping up meat. Very, very disturbing. He reposted this. So somebody else posted this and he reposted it. because people are saying on the internet that supposedly Celeste, at 13 years old, had a side guy named Gus. And allegedly they're saying that Gus is missing too, possibly murdered. So this is all some like teenage Discord shit. My grown ass done went down this whole rabbit hole. I mean, these kids are dating grown folks. Grown folks are coming after the kids. There's kids missing, and this is the rabbit hole with this story is so disturbing. Here he posts another retweet. He says here, me after hearing about her past with other boys. I'm jealous and utterly disgusted by her actions. And again, he reposted this. Somebody tweeted it or posted it on Instagram. He reposted it. Because they're saying that she was supposedly cheating or dating a guy named Gus. Okay? So keep that in mind. Then they posted this. Imagine we were two cannibals in the late 80s who randomly met. Then we fell in love and tried to be better and start a life together. Then you died and I ate you bones and all. He sent that to somebody June 24th of 2024. And somebody said, what the F is wrong with you, LOL. It was sent to somebody named Bree, I think. Or somebody named Bree posted it. Very disturbing. This guy's a weirdo. Close friend's little sister from the IE ran away last year, and this is who she was with. We think her sister was pimping her out. She was in 7th grade at the time. LAPD sweeped his place in the hills. I'm terrified that's who's in the car. Nobody has heard from her in months. I won't release names as she's still a minor, but she was from Lake Elsinore. So again, they're saying somebody's little sister.
Translation. This here is some R. Kelly bullshit. This is the same bullshit that R. Kelly was doing.
From the IE. The IE is the Inland Empire in Cali. So this is just really, really disturbing stuff. So here's some more stuff from their Discord server. They're saying it isn't speculation. It literally happened. I don't really care if you've heard nice things about him. That has no impact on my personal negative experience. Somebody else says, well, the victim is a female, wavy black hair, and a tattoo if it means anything to you. Person says, I'm really not trying to release any identifying information because it absolutely sounds like her. My heart is broken. I don't want to mess anything up regarding the investigation. I'll be reaching out to the LAPD today. This was 7 days ago. These are all a bunch of kids. A lot of them under the age of 18. It's disturbing to know that all these teenagers are kind of, you know, keeping the secret, trying to figure out what's going on. It's so many discussions like this on that Discord. So in this video, the person is saying his whole entire chat knew he was a pedophile, joking about Epstein files and Epstein's island. Even more evidence, the chat knows her name is Celeste, and you're telling me this has been kept secret for 3+ years. So disturbing.
Get trained you. That's controversial.
It's controversial of raping kids.
Really good
Okay,
one.
bye.
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my. Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes. Everything goes. Everything. Get trained.
And you can see kids in the chat saying her name, Celeste. So these are videos that are now popping up. And that was from January, from what this person is saying. This was January 11th, 2024. So let's watch this. This is another video of Celeste. All these videos are popping up.
I can't forget.
Hi, how are you?
Celeste. I've been chilling, just vibing. I can't forget.
Hi, how are you?
Celeste. I've been chilling, just vibing.
So this was a man named Jason the Ween. He was one of the last people seen with Celeste during a music video with David. Okay, and you can see I'm Celeste. And this is the music video. Jason the Ween and David, Summer Uptown. This was 2 months ago. This girl is literally 14 years old. and quote unquote, in the words that the kids like to say, living her best life. Living her best life. That's how all of these kids thought she was living her best life. She's with this up and coming rapper, and I'm sure the family was okay with it because of who he was. He was starting to blow up.
Yep.
No different than the R. Kelly situation.
Yeah, R. Kelly.
Relationship for everybody to not act shocked. This is disturbing. This girl has been on a missing poster for over a year, yet everybody in this kid Discord at the high school, they see Celeste all the time with David. And no one is saying anything. And I'm not blaming the kids because with kids don't get it. They don't understand the seriousness of stuff. Their frontal cortex is not developed. So I'm not blaming any of the teenagers in the Discord or in the high school. But I'm side-eyeing the adults around this. There were adults around David as well. And people knew. On top of that, he also sang about Celeste in songs. He had songs about, he romanticized murder and all types of just really deviant, demonic stuff. So I'm going to show you guys some of that too. So now, remember when I was telling y'all earlier about the guy named Gus? And I apologize if this video is kind of all over the place. I took down my notes. I'm just trying to make sure I hit on everything. So I hope you guys are still following me. The guy named Gus. From what I gathered in the Discord, people were saying, you know, she was supposedly cheating with Gus. I mean, I just hate the fact that I'm even having to talk about a 12, 13-year-old cheating. Like, I hate the fact that these kids are just growing up so fast, because it's like, damn, man, when we were 12 and 13, I mean, we weren't playing with Barbie dolls or nothing, but we weren't dealing with cheating allegations. So supposedly, again, allegedly, okay, somebody reached out to Celeste's brother, and he was saying that, you know, that's his sister, and he brings up the Gus situation. So this Gus situation has been talked about on the internet, and somebody said that they had a conversation with the brother. I'm going to show you guys some of these screenshots from the conversation. So I'm going to show you guys it on the full screen. This is the alleged, again, take it with a grain of salt. We're going to watch this. Supposedly the boy posted, the next person to ask me about my sister is getting this fate, leave me alone.
Tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen.
So they're going through his stuff. So this is the conversation they had with him. So they said, dude, why does David follow you? All respect to your sister. I hate how shitty people are being. Was it really him, Jesus? All love, man. And the brother says, yes, it was him, because he found my account out of nowhere and followed me. Fuck. Well, he has it coming. That's wild. Just randomly. Did you even talk to him? The brother says, I met him once in person. So this is all being screen recorded. Then they go on to say, did your family know of your sister being with him? Like, she was living with him. All this shit is so confusing and disgusting. The brother says, I knew and went to the police about it, but lack of evidence, so it was waived off. Then the guy says, bullshit, now that there's 1,000 people backing you up, it won't happen again. But if they had listened...
Come on.
And brother says, even then, they don't do anything. They haven't even done anything towards him. Then the person says, that's how it is with celebrities. That's how it is with celebrities. Just look at fucking Diddy. They don't do shit. Then he says, I know it fucking sucks, fucking crazy, people suffer for it. How long has she been gone? He says, dead, 2 weeks. And then the person says, damn, that soon? People have been saying like a month. The dude is a weirdo. His songs all have weird messages and imagery. What do you think happened? Like he didn't want her to expose him being with her? Brother says, I don't know. Person says, damn. Was your sister like in love with him and choosing to stay? I'm guessing it was on him manipulating her. Then the brother says, yeah, she was always saying that he was waiting till she was 18 to get married and stuff like that. Guy says, fucking sick, that's crazy. All those people in his circle who knew and didn't say shit. I saw one guy got sued by him. I'm sure you would have too if you kept pushing. Then he said, dog, what? I never knew that. My sister wouldn't say anything ever. Then he says, dude, there's so much shit in that Discord he has. And the brother says, what the fuck, there's a Discord? He said, yeah, it was just his fan Discord and stuff. I wasn't in it, obviously, but from what I know, he recently deactivated it. And some screenshots and recordings are posted today and yesterday after the news showed one of his guys saying this. So they're saying here, at everyone, I'm in a sign crisis right now. Then he says, the one with the missing girl, Celeste Rivera's. 95% sure it's legit. Someone who was in the server before, it was live screen recorded, them looking up this message, and it wasn't edited or anything. Then he says, what the fuck, no fucking way, dude. Please send me more if you know, dude. He says, got you, bro. Let me find everything that's been posted for you. That's why I said so many people were after David. Now after this, they have found so much evidence to back this shit up. Dude, I never knew this shit. Only a small number of people were aware until today. Brother says, I wish I would have known. I could have used this. You didn't have your sister added on Discord. He says, I don't even have a Discord. Then they say, yeah, I just been seeing because someone took a screenshot of her account supposedly. So that was Celeste's Discord account. And you can see here, she joined in 2021 and she hasn't really been in there since 2024. Because at that, and then it also has #1 fan on there as well. But at that point, you know, he was dealing with her in person. Then brother made a sad face. He says, this is what I got. So he's sending, so I believe this is real because he's actually sending a lot of the stuff that was in the Discord to this IG page. Somebody else says, Celeste in here. Celeste says, hey, David Bark. And just all types of different messages. And these are photos. I said, are those photos of her? And that song was an unreleased David song, apparently. Here's the video just proving those messages are real and stuff. And then he said, are those photos of her? The brother says, yes. He says, do you know of any of your sister's Instagram accounts? There were some messages people said was her messaging friends, but I can't really confirm it yet. So they're showing pictures of her. He's kind of showing close-ups. This is a little girl. And he said, that's my sister, dog. And then he says, fuck, it is. You think this is real? Brother says, yes, I do. I know who Gus is. He's dead. So remember the name Gus. I told y'all about Gus. And then he says, what happened? He says, Gus got shot up dead. You think by David or just some other shit? He says other stuff. Okay. So again, you guys just heard me read the exchange between Celeste's alleged brother and, you know, somebody on his social media. Again, it's alleged. I don't know. I believe it is the brother, but you just never know with the internet, right? But I'm still going to put it out there. So now their songs, the lyrics of his songs are just weird and strange.
Yeah,
so
very weird.
For you, he has a song that dropped the other day called Celeste. They said that he had dropped 2 songs on her birthday. So her birthday in 2023 and 2024, he dropped a song as well. And here's some more pictures of them also. So you can see her with her face covered. Love, calm pic. These are some of the messages. They said here, David had sex with 13-year-old Celeste amongst having mentioned tattoos online about her age in public.
Tap screen.
It cannot get any worse than this. Look. So these are some of the messages here that are coming from the Discord. Oh God. It says, I made it. It can bleed and not bleed during sex because you probably did it when you were younger. Somebody says, you don't have to bleed the first time. I didn't because I wasn't horny. They said, you said you bled. What? I thought I did, but I just got my period. I only bleed with David. Oh, man. Gus, I was drunk and did it because he got mad at me the first time for not having sex with him. So Gus, it sounds like, was her first, I'm not going to say love, but one of the people that she had sex with, because she says with Gus, I was just drunk and did it. He got mad at me the first time for not having sex with him. So it sounds like this is maybe like Gus was the first person she had sex with. And so she's comparing Gus to David. And she's saying, when she's with David, he's making her bleed. Maybe because he's, whatever. It's just, it's sad to think about. Oh, man. Then they go on to say here, I'm just going to check up on you. I don't want to talk to anyone. That's it. Okay, yes, of course. But you have to swear you're going to stay safe. Are you still going to talk to David or go back with him? Because I don't want you to go and get into any more trouble with him. She says, I'm safe. No, I'm not. Says, okay, I love you. I'll text you in about a week. Don't delete Insta. She says, love you, and I won't. And once again, that's her in the thumbnail. Let's them together. Now here's a disturbing message here. People are saying that David's bodyguard, Marky, may be willing to kill for David, and that Marky might have been sleeping with Celeste as well. Because this was in 2022. So mind you, in 2022, this girl's probably like 11 or 12. She's only now hitting 14 and she's passed away. So this was in 2022. He says, hey, Celeste, I-M-Y, I don't know what that means. Celeste replies back and says, hi, Marky, you did great. And then David says, facts, best bodyguard, he'd kill for me. So maybe he had something to do with Gus. I don't know. Then he says here, hey, Celeste, pretty girl. And mind you,
I have no idea where this young lady's parents
so we're
were.
going to go through this thread really quick here. They're saying there's more context. So we're just going to play some of these clips.
22. Why am I seeing Discord messages of you and David talking to the minor? Vance, I used to bodyguard for him, bro. I was bodyguarding for him in 2022. Why am I seeing Discord messages of you and David talking to the minor? Vance, I used to bodyguard for him, bro. I was bodyguarding for him in 2022. Why am
Here's another one.
I'm here to meet a 15-year-old. Like, what the fuck you gonna say, bro? Like, I'm here to meet a 15-year-old. Like, what the fuck you gonna say, bro? Like,
clients need to have an advocate on their side.
I can't, bro. We're gonna do everything we can to put you on the right path.
On carparts.com, you get access to over 1 million quality parts.
oh, that's my speed.
See, these pedophilia jokes, they're not funny.
No, they're
He's
not.
trying to be funny, but it's saying a lot. At this point, who knows? They could have been tossing this young girl up. She's young. She doesn't know any better. They could have been trafficking her, pimping her out. So let's go to TikTok. We're going to watch some videos. I think some of the videos have music on TikTok. Can't play too much of it, but we'll watch some of these videos.
I've just found evidence in the singer David's house that linked him to the murder of the 15-year-old girl in LA.
See them in their plainclothes, suits. We also see his crime scene text. It appears to be centered at this home. So I was able to get a peek before it got dark, and we can see the garage door open, and we see what appear to be crime scene text going in and out of that garage. There, you see it right there. You see the door to the home open on the inside. Another Tesla with the front open right there inside the garage as well. To be clear, LAPD has not said tonight if this investigation is related to the investigation of the girl's body being found, but they are like less than 100 feet away from where it was all found. So this is all happening in the same neighborhood.
Give me some water.
A few moments ago, we have just received more information regarding the singer David and his correlation to the 15-year-old girl that was murdered in LA, with the LAPD now confirming that they ended up searching a house that was connected to him and found several bags of evidence that linked him to the girl's murderer. As of right now, the LAPD hasn't specified what any of this evidence is, but we do know that the evidence was in stuff like computers and bags. As of right now, David has not yet spoken on any of this information, but we do know that he has already canceled multiple shows that are going on right now for his current world tour. So my best guess is that later on in the next few weeks, he is either going to speak out on this, or he is going to be publicly convicted of murdering this 15-year-old girl, and things are not going to be looking good.
You go on David's YouTube channel, you scroll way at the bottom, you see
see a song that's called Runaway. You know, the mom came out saying that her daughter ran away when she reported her as missing. What is going on? If David is actually tied to this girl Celeste, like, no joke, he's for real successful beating her. I don't know if this song is something sacred. I don't even want to say it, but it's like, what's going on? This shit is weird. Wait in 2020.
Okay, I'm back.
That's weird. And of course, the picture of the girl running away. The reason why I say she's the reason why he's successful.
We know this young girl had a mama, but no mention of a daddy.
It's like he wanted to put himself in this dark hole and mess with his head just so he can make the best type of music.
And from what I'm gathering, her home life ain't much better.
Together and make a real good song. And it's almost like he needed to feel the love for real, or feel the pain for real. What I'm about to say is about to be a little bit dark conspiracy theory, but it's almost like if they tied together and he really didn't love her, he did this to make the best type of music, all of it. He got like 5 songs on her birthday. He did a mini album on her birthday. And of course, y'all seen all of the other coincidences. Y'all seen all of the other coincidentals. It's just crazy. And that's why I say, if he's innocent, this is the biggest coincidental we ever seen in our life.
I didn't kill her physically, but in the back of my mind, she died. And I didn't even cry, not a single tear. I killed you. So it's not like the thought of her is gone by itself was something that she did. It was something that I decided to do. And I killed her in the back of my mind. But it's really more of a figurative I killed you, especially in the back of my mind. I try to stress that in the back of my mind. So I say it so loud. In the back of my mind, you died. In the back of my mind, I killed you. So it's all in the mind because that's the most secure place you can be is in your mind. So if you can expel that thought from your mind, then everything else
Okay, thank you, Stephanie Lewis.
I didn't kill her
Thank
physically.
you.
In the back of my mind, she died.
This is everything we know about the David situation compiled into one video. So the music video for his song Romantic Homicide was posted on the birthday of the girl that was found in his car. Which, speaking of that girl and his music videos, he has used a girl in his videos that looks suspiciously similar to the girl that was found in his car. David also has a leaked song called Celeste where he talks about being obsessed with the girl called Celeste. The girl found in David's Tesla was named, you guessed it, Celeste. There are also different photos that are released of David in person with this Celeste girl, you know, the one that was found in his car. The mom of the Celeste girl said that she was dating a guy named David before she went missing. David and the girl that was found in his car both share a matching tattoo on the same finger. There are also...
And that's how it should be. If you ain't 18, you ain't going nowhere alone.
pictures coming out allegedly showing David paying people off to not talk
Tap
about the
screen,
fact that he is into younger girls.
Please tap
There's also
screen.
the fact that the lyrics of Romantic Homicide, one of his most popular songs, kind of eerily mirror the situation that he's in now. Not the only defense that David really had that he didn't do this was the fact that he's on tour, but the more evidence that comes out, the more that alibi kind of falls apart.
What's up, everybody? All right, you guys, so more information is coming out in the case of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Now, y'all, what I find so alarming about this case is it seems like so many people knew that Celeste was underage. They knew about this alleged relationship with David. It's all in Discords. It's all on Instagram. People are now posting actual pictures that seem to be Celeste and David. But nobody came forward and said anything about this until she was found deceased. So I was able to locate her family. And we know that Celeste went missing in April of 2024, but she actually went missing in February of 2024 as well. Now, her family took to social media on February 14th and expressed that Celeste was missing. Now, shortly after, they said that she had been found. But we know that in April, Celeste would disappear again. Now, y'all, all kind of pictures have been dropping, but a picture that TMZ actually confirmed, this picture is crazy. So allegedly, this is David, and from what we know, the people in this picture say that he was paying off kids to not tell about him and Celeste's relationship. Now, when TMZ actually dug into this, they found out that this area where the picture was taken is only miles away from Celeste's family's home. Now, I've been seeing a lot of back and forth about whether he was having a relationship with his underage girl or not. And y'all, I 100% believe that he was having an inappropriate relationship with this child.
Me too.
Not only that, y'all, Celeste is no longer alive. She was found in his vehicle. I don't think people are grasping how serious this is. Not only that, it seems to be a lot of children involved in this case. She's talking to her friends about the relationship. Her friends are telling her they hope she leaves. He's paying off allegedly other kids in the neighborhood. Y'all, this is a grown man. Even when you look at the pictures that Celeste's mother posted when she went missing the first time, she looks like a baby. This man was doing shows, tours, streams, and you telling me not one person knew that she was missing, not one person could tell that this was a child. Now, I'm very curious as to how he introduced her to his family, because this man seemed like he was obsessed with Celeste. And the fact that all this evidence is out there of them actually having an inappropriate relationship, but it literally took social media.
Yeah, David's currently 20.
It's crazy. Another question that I have is, who did the tattoos? Somebody had to have personally come to his home to do these tattoos. Now let's remember, her being underage, she would have needed consent to get a tattoo at a shop. Meaning he had to have paid somebody to come do those tattoos. Not only that, if you go look up that Wildness2 account, which is Celeste's burner account, because her name was Wildness2 on TikTok and Instagram, people that she followed also followed David, or David followed them. The only thing was there was not a direct connection between Celeste and David, but y'all, they followed the same exact people. So I know for a fact that other people knew about what was going on. Now, do I believe David is the person who actually unalived Celeste? Y'all, David's tour started in August. Her body was found in September. It is not far-fetched that her body could have been in that Tesla for a few weeks. David could have had somebody moving the Tesla. He could have paid somebody to move the Tesla. Just because he was on tour does not mean he's not the person who committed this crime.
Exactly.
Now, y'all, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it.
That is the inspiration for the song. It's insane.
Wherever life leads you, should the day come when a medical breakthrough makes all...
That is the inspiration for the song. It's insane.
David uploaded this extremely disturbing music video 10 months after Celeste went missing. If you don't know, Celeste is the 15-year-old girl who was found dismembered in the back of his Tesla. A lot of very disturbing evidence has recently come out alleging that David has had a relationship with this girl since she was 12 years old. And looking back in hindsight, that makes this music video even more terrifying, because I'm sure it can be interpreted in many different ways, but if you just look at what is going on physically in the music video, it appears that there's a man dragging a body. He puts this body into the trunk of a car, and then two other people drive off with the body in the trunk, and then they continue to live their life as if everything is normal until one day they are ready and they decide to go and bury the body. The way that this is so similar to how it actually seems to be going down is insane to me, because even though David knew that there was an ongoing investigation, that his car was found, that there was a dismembered body found in it, he continued his tour, living his life, similar to how these two people were in his music video. And it makes me wonder, did he ever have plans of going back and disposing of the body, and he just thought that no one was gonna find her? I saw a comment that was posted under this music video today, and this person said that we really need to start questioning the type of content that people are putting out.
Exactly.
And I agree. I have always had that thought that people who produce scary movies, people who produce all of these horrible horror things, like, what is going through your mind? What are you battling with? Like, what is your mental state that you create such darkness and then just give it out to exactly what he was doing? Let's start off with this lyric from one of his songs. He said, "I don't care about the law when I'm with you because I be breaking it all the time." Here's a picture that he put on his close friends. It is said that he would only post his relationship with Celeste on his close friends because obviously nobody could see it. And this is them together. This is a tattoo
Oh, my head
starting
hurt.
on her finger. This was also posted to Instagram, and it says, "David." This is another Instagram story that he posted, but so cleverly he covers up her face because she is, of course, 15 years old. This is proof that for 2 years in a row, he uploaded love songs on...
Let me say this. She's not 15. She left at 13. She was only 14 years old. This girl is not 15. She is 14. And a lot of those pictures that are being posted, she's still 13.
Love songs on Celeste's birthday. Her birthday is September 7, 2010. This is a missing poster that was actually being put on Facebook and social media by her family. Now this one's a little bit confusing because it says she was last seen February 14th of 2024, and then there's another poster that says April 2024, so I'm not sure if she had a history of running away. This is another photo from December 2023 of David and Celeste together. This is a screenshot from his Discord where someone's saying he has a girlfriend. They're pretty sure he's dating, and her name is Celeste. This is of course the matching tattoo that he had with her on his finger, because obviously he couldn't put her name on his finger because she's 15.
Trying to say wait.
Proof that romantic homicide was uploaded on her birthday.
Ooh,
this is another picture of them together, and on this one I think they were on FaceTime with someone. The person who put this photo said, Celeste and David, don't let me sleep. Another photo of the girl with David while they were like video chatting. Okay, so pay attention to this one. This is a photo of Celeste and David that was uploaded by a user named Lamp. Lamp said, hey, who's the girl? David said, you are a fed. David later says, I know that he leaked already. We're literally preparing to sue him. He's about to owe me $30,000. This is a music video that he uploaded 7 months ago, which was 10 months after Celeste went missing. And it's a very scary music video where he's basically putting a body into a trunk and then burying it. And this isn't a separate video, but there's basically an unaliver standing in front of him at the edge of a bed. This is another Discord screenshot that Celeste herself apparently posted. She was replying to another girl, and she posted this photo of David wearing a shirt that says I love my girlfriend, and I'm assuming that that heart in the middle had a picture of them together as a couple. This is a tweet from May in 2022, and it said that they were talking in 2022. He said, when I was writing this, I got a notification from you as you were talking about wanting to be with your mom and your sister again. You said, take me where I belong, but our circumstances won't allow us to be in our ideal situations. We got to push through it. Was he insinuating that she wanted to go home and he wasn't letting her?
So as you see, the rabbit hole goes deep, and it's very disturbing.
Yeah, it does.
He dropped that song on her birthday.
It does.
He has a song, Celeste. Everything in the video is very foreshadowing what's happening now. I think everybody knew about this relationship, including Celeste's mom. Like I said, a lot of parents are cool with their daughters dating older guys, as long as that older guy has money, has some type of proximity to fame, you know what I'm saying? Whereas if she was dating, you know, the local 18-year-old drug dealer, the mom might be mad, but since it's an artist, they don't mind. Because I just don't understand how this young girl, again, he met her at 11.
Every story starts
at 11. To me, she has way too much freedom, so it's definitely something
way
that's
too
going on in
much
that household for her to just come and go. She wanted, get tattoos. She ran away several times. So
I'm trying my best to finish this, y'all, but this is heavy.
You know, so it seemed like this man was obsessed with her. I also want to show another thing before I go. I know this video is probably getting long, but like I said, I went down a rabbit hole and I'm just trying to remember everything. I found this prayer page. This was really frightening because, again, people will come with different faces. David had a prayer page where he talked about Christianity and all types of stuff. And the most recent video he posted on his prayer page was on September 1st. So this was 8 days before Celeste's body was found in that truck. So we're going to listen to some of the stuff that he's saying, because I was just shocked when I ran into this, because his videos are so dark. But on this prayer page, he's talking all this positivity, talking about Christianity and God and Jesus. It's insane.
Just got back from performing at the Cali Uchis concert. Shout out to Cali Uchis. But shout out to Jesus too. I'm going to talk about imposter syndrome as a Christian, especially in my eyes, how I view it. Sometimes, especially me doing music and things like that, it kind of gets hard to kind of navigate the bridge between your faith and your flesh. And honestly, just being completely transparent, it gets a little shaky.
Thank you.
There's so many different
Thank you for the diamond, whoever you are.
Get wrapped up in the ebbs and flows of everyday life, and we gotta keep on depending on Jesus, especially like now. Like, the world is crazy. Like, the world is crazy. But I just just want to say, do not lose hope, do not lose your faith. We arrive on this earth with nothing. We spend our years chasing everything, and then we're gonna die with nothing. So just make sure your spiritual hands are full before you leave this earth. Read that Bible, stay in that word, stay inspired, stay prayed up. But
imagine telling people to read the Bible, stay in the word, stay prayed up, but for years you've been smashing a girl who's between the ages of 11 and 13. You know what you're doing is wrong, and now he's trying to cover it in the guise of Christianity and being a good person. This is why I always say you gotta know people by their actions, not just their words. Their actions are gonna show you.
And if you're claiming to be a good person and Christian, being a Christian is way much more than just being a good person. I'm just saying.
Who they really are.
Back to the imposter syndrome thing, it's like you gotta stand on what you believe in no matter what. It's standing 10 toes on literally everything, bro. You cannot fold on Jesus. Jesus will not fold on you, so you cannot fold on Jesus. You might be going back to school. I know it's September now, whatever. It's August 31st, but back to school, you're gonna have a lot of influences around you. Like,
and mind you, he's talking about going back to school. So you're talking to children. This man is out of school. He's 20, 21 years old. So it's very interesting. He's talking about going back to school. And Celeste's friends said they haven't heard from her since August 24th. He's saying that the date that he just said in this video was August 31st. So he might have already killed her by the time he made this video. And so he's low-key looking for prayers and, you know, I don't know, pat on the back or something.
Stay focused, bro. That's all I really gotta say for this video. It's a short one. The next video, I'm gonna talk about some more in-depth stuff. But stay focused. You don't gotta be distracted by the bro. Jesus got you. You gotta have that build a personal relationship with Jesus. Think of it like Jesus and his 12 disciples. His disciples were through all different types of walks of life. Fishermen, tax collectors, people that was like, yo, Jesus, why you hanging out with that? Why you hanging out with him? Jesus does not dwell with people that think they're overly righteous or better than the next man. So when you look in the mirror and you're like, oh my gosh, why Jesus spending time working on me? I'm not worth it.
Tap the screen, tap the screen.
I'm telling you.
Tap the screen, please.
Like I said, back to the faith. It's all about
that
belief.
This case is disturbing.
30-minute mark. I love y'all so much. We're gonna keep posting on this account. Shout out to the dude at my concert yesterday that was like, yo, you gotta post on your account because I honestly forgot. So on the off days on tour, I'm gonna be like posting and stuff. So God bless. Yeah.
I don't have to post it on this account in a little minute, but I just had some work.
Not the smoke detector, but objection. Even he's a dusty with a bad smoke detector.
To share with you for 2025, despite all the craziness that's going on, all the turmoil, the natural disasters, the hurt and pain and death and things like that, this year I just wanted to tell you guys not to be discouraged and not to lose hope and not to turn your face from God in these times of evil. And then it seems like just at the start of the year, it's literally January, you know, this stuff is happening. It's like the most insane, it's February now. It's the most insane start to a year that I've ever seen. But God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a power and love and a sound mind. So keep that sound mind in 2025. Stay prayed up.
Another one with a bad smoke detector. But, you know, all seriousness aside, the fact that he's sitting here, he has a prayer channel on TikTok where he's talking about God and Jesus and sending well wishes and prayers and all this positivity. But in actuality, he wasn't living like that. I found out that at his latest concert in July, he was bringing a coffin to the concert. So again, like I always say, you can't serve two masters. In one breath, he's talking about God, 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 Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. In another breath, he's sleeping with a 13-year-old child, making demonic videos with, romanticizing homicide, romanticizing abuse, and then bringing a coffin into his concerts. This is disturbing. Watch this video here.
Okay, now that's weird. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I got cut off right here, man.
Domino's Best Deal Ever is back. Get any hand-tossed pan, thin crust, or...
I got cut off right here, man. I heard about him doing that. I didn't know he was that weird. I'm gonna try my best to keep y'all updated with this whole case and other stuff. With that being said, I'll see y'all later. I do have a YouTube called Cases and Cams with Daniel Cunningham. Check me out on YouTube if you wish. With that being said, I'll see y'all later. Peace.